you have the responsibility of the most important concert in Jamaica in probably like, when was Buju's concert? 2019? So that's like 3 years ago. And what you don't know is that Burna Boy is the first African to headline in Jamaica since Nelson Mandela in 1991.
Wow.
At the stadium. No other African has ever headlined a main event at the stadium. So this is big. Wow. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Osita Ugeh, aka Duke, who is the CEO of Duke Concepts, and Duke is responsible for promoting Burna Boy events and other Afrobeat events. He's gonna tell me, first of all, where you from? How did you get your present job?
So, well, I'm from Nigeria originally. I reside in New York, in the United States. And how did I get my present job? So I worked as an engineer for a few years. During my time as an engineer, I decided to start up a company called Duke Concepts, and that's how the name stuck on me. So Duke Concepts was born out of the drive to help to export, most importantly, African music. And that's how we started. Yes.
So Duke Concept it's Duke Concept, not concepts, right?
Correct.
You have a deal with Live Nation. Now, a lot of people have been trying to get deals with Live Nation to partner with promoting shows. How did you manage to get that?
That was an interesting one because, everyone wanting to get into the Afro space, they reached out, and I gave them my terms. They actually reached out to me. I didn't even reach out to them. And we went over the terms and the agreement of what we present, and what we work for both parties, because what's important for me was not to eat the crumbles, but to be on the decision-making table and making sure that the music is represented the proper way. And my very good friend and partner, Andy, who's the director of touring, we were able to sit down and agree on something that works for the two companies, and here we are today.
And you have exclusive rights to book Burna Boy this side of the world, or anywhere in the world?
No, not exclusive rights. I don't want to say exclusive rights. However, Burna is my brother. Worked with Burna and the team for over 10 years. So of course the relationship is there. So it's a situation where we are trusted to be able to deliver what they want. But the Jamaica and Trinidad show, I must state that I'm doing in collaboration with my good friend and partner, Damini, who owns Tipsy Entertainment, Tipsy Barbados, as many people know it. We're working on these two shows together. So it's a partnership between Duke Concept and Tipsy Entertainment.
That's for the Jamaican and Trinidad show?
Correct.
What about the Antigua show?
Antigua is with Fat Kingdom.
Say that again?
Fat Kingdom.
Fat Kingdom.
Yes, a very, very good promotion company as well in Antigua. We're able to get them to do that show in Antigua, and all the shows are doing very well. Fantastic.
Do you reach out to these promoters, or these promoters reach out to you and be like, hey, we want to bring Burna Boy here. How can you help us?
Well, most times they reach out.
So you're the go-to man. You're the go-to man if they're Afrobeat artists.
That's what I hear. So I don't know. That's what I hear.
Who else you work with? Which other Afrobeat acts you work with?
I work with a lot, from Rema, Davido, Silver Savage, every Afrobeat artist you really can think of. We really work with a lot of them. Adekunle Gold, not forgetting my brother Adekunle Gold, Simi. The list goes on and on and on. We have over 20 artists on our roster that we work closely with.
Let's zero in on the Jamaican show. You're doing that with a Barbados promoter, right? You're also partnering with Sharon Burke and Solid Agency?
Yes, Sharon Burke, absolutely, yes.
And they're helping you to execute?
Absolutely, yes.
Who else will be on the show? Is it just Burna Boy?
Let's leave it as a little secret. We'll announce shortly. If we let the cat out of the dog, get the how do you say the cat out of the bag, then there'll be no element of surprise, right? So rather leave the element of surprise where people are taken by storm, and So let's leave that little bit of surprise for them to find out, for you to find out also. Maybe when we're about to announce, I'll give you a little bit of a heads up. But for now, let's just leave it as an element of surprise.
But there is the possibility someone will be performing.
There will be somebody performing.
Because Jamaicans have this thing. Jamaicans are not used to a concert with one person. They're used to variety shows, right?
Absolutely.
But I know Burna Boy set is solid. I watched the Madison Square Garden show. Were you a part of those shows?
Absolutely, of course. Of course, yes. Yes, one of my best shows ever. I was super excited about that show, and I just will never forget that day, to be honest with you.
Are you getting like feedback from persons outside of Afrobeat who want you to promote their shows with the success of the Burna show?
Overall, from the success of our companies, we were part of Coffee Store as well. I don't know if you're aware. North American tour. And we're working closely to see what we can do with Kes, because I think that Kes is a fantastic guy, that he's a wonderful performer. So yeah, we reach out to work with, because the goal is to blend the culture. So it's trying to figure out how we could help both the Africans and the Caribbeans music to be able to be one fusion, to be able to consolidate themselves. So when the opportunity presents itself, we're more than open and willing to work with them.
A lot of people in Jamaica look at Afrobeat as a competitive genre to reggae dancehall. Part of that reason is the Afrobeat now have a chart on the Billboard charts, right? Do you think Afrobeat is a help to reggae, or it's a competition?
So it depends on how you want to look at it, right? Competition could also be positive, right? Because when we talk in these business schools and in this business seminars as well, we make comparisons to reggae, and how reggae was at its highest point. At some point, reggae was at the peak in world music. But Afrobeat does not directly affect reggae, because Afrobeat is going on its own lane, and there is enough for everyone to move around. I think what it is that Afrobeat, rather than competing with reggae, complements reggae, because in African music, it's hard to detach them from one another. They somehow intertwine. Because remember that reggae is African music. We're all Africans. Whether we call ourselves the Caribbeans or Africans in Africa or Africans in diaspora, Caribbeans, we're all Africans, if not for the slave trade. So the music is still music of the motherland. So they don't compete with themselves, they complement themselves. So what we need to do is, the Afrobeat artists need to learn from the history of reggae, and reggae needs to learn from the progress of the Afrobeat artists, where they complement each other rather than compete against each other.
You said reggae is African music. Stonebwoy made this statement the other day. It caused a big uproar. I'm sure you've heard about it. Definitely caused a big uproar here. Are you reinforcing that point that reggae is African music, or you understand that it was developed in Jamaica?
Jamaicans are Africans. And Bob Marley tells you that. That's why I always think about the motherland. When I got into the airport, I felt at home, right? Because these are my people. If I look at you without you speaking, I would think you're from Nigeria. So without
I probably am.
Exactly. So without the slave trade, and all that happening, we still will be united in Africa as one prosperous continent, or one prosperous people. So the point is that everything we have, remember that nothing is created anew. Everything is a revamp of something that already existed. So technically, saying that reggae is as an African sound does not discredit the fact that reggae is Jamaican music, right? Just like if you make reference to the Haitian Copa. Copa, there's not much between Copa and Zouk, or the music that is played in some part of Africa, that is the same exact rudiment, the same exact metronym, the same exact elements of the music. Far away Africa, once you hear them, you can't even tell the difference. They will have to explain the difference to you, but to us it's the same thing, right? It's just the distance of each traveling over time begins to evolve a little bit. So just like even when you listen to the Haitian, what do you call it? Copa 10 years ago is not the same Copa right now. It's evolved, right? So at the end of the day, it doesn't change that music. Music has evolved to sound differently, but does not change the origin. So my point is, whether you're from Haiti, where you call it Copa music, or it's Jamaicans that call them reggae, it still connects back to the continent where the originality of the music of your culture comes from. So at the end of the day, understanding that no matter where we are in the world, that we're first Africans before we became anything else, it makes to remind us that every music that we make right now is African music. Not in a way of demeaning way, but in a uniting way, understanding that we're one people.
Burna Boy is obviously special. He's doing stadiums all over the world. This is one of the hardest things to do, to turn an artist who's from a niche genre into a global superstar. And he's not trying to speak American accent language or none of that. He's literally bringing people over to study his language and his lifestyle and all that. What do you attribute to his success? Like, what makes him so enigmatic and attractive to the world?
First, I think he's a super dope artist in terms of his stage performance is ridiculous, right? He doesn't play with his craft. So that's one thing. If you have an artist that has that kind of energy and that kind of creativity, you have to give it up to him. Then he also has a team spearheaded by his mom, who actually know what they are doing. Because one thing to have an art, but if you don't understand the music business, you might not be able to deliver that act to the world. So his team is very, 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 it's a super dope team, very good team. And they've done very well in exporting and marketing this artist, Burna Boy, to the world. So I think that it's a combination of the talent and the management being able to market it. Because there are a lot of talent all over the world, but they don't have the opportunity to have people around them who actually understand the music business that can help them get this far. So it's a combination of both.
How much does Burna Boy get per show? There's a lot of speculation about that. How much does he get per show? You don't have to give me the exact figure, but is it in 7-figure region or it's 6 figures?
It is. He gets what he gets. I can't see that on camera.
So some artists put on their own shows, right? And some artists gets paid from the promoter. Does he get paid from the promoter, or he gets paid from the ticket sales?
Well, he gets paid from the promoter. He plays a lot of shows across the world to want to have time to be looking at what the ticket sales are. He's on the move. This man is busy, right? He gets paid what he's due is what is. Because remember that his band is 24-man band. He has dancers with him. He has the marching drum. He has the basic band. So his set, like you would see when it comes to Jamaica, is mind blowing. He is on another level. He's something that the world has never seen. Trust me. So it's gonna be fun on the 18th.
The National Stadium is not known for the best acoustics. Buju Banton performed there last in 2019, and some of the persons could not hear. Are you bringing in additional reinforcement? Is Live Nation helping you, or you have the ability to bring in the reinforcement to make sure that sound quality is top tier Madison Square Garden level?
So, well, first, this show has nothing to do with Live Nation, so that's why I laugh. But they're not a partner on this show, but we have very good experience. Myself and Damini. If you had seen the Barbados show, the Burna Boy in Barbados, you'd have seen the quality of production that was put in there by Damini in particular. So we're not very concerned about the acoustics. I think the acoustics in the national stadium is what you put in there. You have to bring in your own sound, right? And also me remember that I am an engineer as well, not sound engineer, but I'm an engineer. So technical stuff are very, very important to me, and look into it to ensure that it's being done the right way. And having done Burna for a while, I know the quality of sound that he expects, or that his team expects. So we will do our possible best to ensure that the sound is 101% the best for that day. And that I can promise you that we're not going to go anything less than that.
How many people are you expecting at the show? Buju Banton reportedly had 50,000. How many persons are you expecting?
The question is 50,000 is what's the capacity of the stadium, but whatever the capacity of the stadium is, we're going to fill it up. That I can tell you for free. The sales are showing it. We haven't even started aggressive marketing, and it's all over. You could tell. I'm sure you hear it already all over the place. Everyone is talking about it.
We broke the story first, by the way. World Music Views. We dropped the story.
Yes, you did.
We saw your post, which no one else saw, and we broke the story, and everybody just went in a frenzy after that about it.
Yes, you did. You actually did. So it's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a sold out show, that I can assure you for sure.
As you move forward in your career, and you say you're a trained engineer, what else do you want to see in the globalization of music? How do you want to see music develop? Live shows, the artist experience, even with the metaverse, impending metaverse, because it's not really here yet. Like, what do you want to see with the future of music?
I'm not impressed. I'm not a big fan of metaverse. I don't understand what it is. I feel like, because also I'm not a big fan of games and cartoons. So I don't play games. I don't do cartoons. That's by the way. So I don't speak on things that are abstract.
We share that sentiment. We share that sentiment.
Yeah, if I wanted to abstract something, maybe I would have read metaphysics or something. But in terms of live experience, I'm looking forward to a world where Black music from Africa and the Caribbean especially, are being celebrated across the universe. So as the world begins to appreciate our music, it will be able to give more light to music from Jamaica, music from Trinidad, music from Africa. Those are the things we're looking at. As we have this cultural exchange, it will help to globalize our music and our sound, and for us to understand ourselves more and to unite us through music, which is very important as well.
Tickets are being sold out for the Burna Boy event already. Would you consider having some mini events that week for persons who will not get a ticket?
No. Our focus is on Burna Boy. We want to put our energy on this big show because it has to be super successful. So the energy is put all the effort and all the team and everybody at work to ensure that this is successful. So we don't want to divide our attention trying to put small shows here and there, and you just crumble, right? So we will leave all the promoters to be able to take advantage of it and do what they need to do around the date. But our main focus is the show at the stadium.
And he's doing 3 shows back to back, 3 different islands, which are miles apart. I assume he has a good transportation system that will have him close a show, hop on a plane, get here in time.
It's called private jets.
On private jet. Which is part of his rider, right?
Yeah, he's a global superstar. So that's what he wants with.
And do you encourage more artists, or what's your encouragement for Jamaican artists who have it within them to grow and become a Burna Boy using a niche genre like a dancehall reggae?
They also need to do international collaborations, collaborate with people of other genres, other culture. It helps to stretch you beyond your immediate stuff. So you have to put money into your music, marketing your music, not just making the music, but you have to put money into marketing and providing and publicity.
Thank you so much, brethren. Osita Ugeh. Is it Ugeh?
Ugeh, correct.
Ugeh. So I'm correct. I see I'm up on my African lingua. Osita Ugeh. Duke Concept. I love what you're doing, boss. I've been doing a lot of research on you. World Music Views carries a lot of Afrobeats. This is what we do, reggae, dancehall, Afrobeats. We've been covering Burna Boy, we've been covering everything. So this is like a homecoming for us. And this event, you know, it's a privilege for it to happen here in Kingston, Jamaica, boss. Big up.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, man. Hello, viewers. Keep watching World Music Views. Stay locked in.